Deadlock just dropped a small patch the size of Everest, followed by another two like it wasn't enough. I'm talking trooper reworks, neutral camps rebalanced, massive item tuning, and a change to almost every hero in the game. This update is huge, and if you want to know what actually matters without digging through pages of patch notes, you're in the right place. So get ready as we're about to break down the biggest winners, the harshest nerfs, and how the meta is about to shift. A quick disclaimer, I'm currently ill, but I wanted to get this video out, so if I sound a bit off, that's why, so bear with me. Now troopers received a massive redesign, completely changing the way lane is now played. Souls no longer instantly pop into your pocket, half can still be denied and the rest drop on the ground as orbs. To collect them you have to move within their 18-meter radius, punishing you for playing far back or trying to snipe minions behind cover. Medic troopers also got changed, they no longer passively heal you but instead drop a healing pack on the ground that works like soul orbs, rewarding good positioning. If it wasn't clear, you must kill the enemy's medic to receive this healing pack. And these packs also heal you for a percentage of your missing health, consequently being more rewarding the later you kill it, opposed to previously wanting to instantly kill the enemy's medic as it would heal them every 6 seconds. Moving on, neutral camps, or what some might call the jungle, got hit hard. All the camps now deal increased damage, and for tier 2 and 3 camps, more spirit resist. This means that camps are going to take longer to clear and take a larger dent out of your health bar. Additionally, Sinner's Sacrifice deals an additional 20 damage each melee, resulting in troopers being a much healthier way to farm, and ganking enemy heroes on their camps will be much easier than ever with the amount of extra damage everyone will be taking. Investment bonuses from items also got a rework. Simply put, you gain enormous bonuses when spending 4,800 souls for spirit weapon and vitality. You gain 20 spirit power, 20% weapon damage, and 12% bonus health. This means when you hit the 4,800 soul bonus for vitality, consider stopping there for the time being and swap to spirit or weapon respectively to maximize your power spikes. And with these power spikes, don't sit and just farm but try to take over the game and force some fights. Spirit also got hit across the board. Every spirit damage upgrade got reduced by 10%. Abilities like Infernus Afterburn and Lash Flog, for example. While Space Gun damage increased by 5% with a slight reduction to headshot damage. These changes simply put buffed weapon and nerfed spirit. Stamina also slightly got nerfed. Regeneration is slightly lower and all jumps cost a bit of stamina. It's nothing too crazy, but definitely something noticeable in a hero such as Lash. And if you're finding this breakdown helpful so far, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I've got more patch breakdowns and guides just like this one coming, so if you're serious about climbing in Deadlock, you won't want to miss them. I also stream on Twitch and have a Discord, it would mean the world to see you guys there. Now Guardians and Walkers received an overhaul. Guardians start extremely tanky with high damage resist that decays over the first 12 minutes. And the same goes for Walkers, but they decay over 20 minutes. Guardians also received a health boost from 4,250 HP to 5,500 HP. Walkers also generally received lots of buffs to stomps, fireballs, and base health. They are basically harder to deal with, and those side lane walkers now have the same health as mid lane, compared to having 37% less previously. The stomp and engagement rages are also represented by these lines on the floor, which is super helpful for newer players. Flex slots also received a noticeable change. Instead of there being 4 flex slots from 3 guardians, 1 walker, 3 walkers, and a set of base guardians, there are now only 3 flex slots represented by each walker, and 1 more base slot to fill in the gap, shifting from 8 slots to 9. Objectives also got changed. Mid-boss got more health and now grants 2 permanent buffs per player to the killing team, also known as golden statue buffs. And the Rejuvenator got heavily nerfed. The increased 15% fire rate, 10% max health, and 15% spirit damage are all gone. Essentially, these changes have nerfed how easy it is to mid-boss and how impactful Rejuvenator is. A much needed change, since it felt like every time a team got rejuves before, their chance of winning the game skyrocketed to something like 90%. As for the urn, it no longer grants spirit on drop-off, but instead 4 golden statue buffs to the carrier. And bridge buffs got a few tweaks as well. They basically got buffed across the board. For example, with the weapon buff, gun ammo got increased. And the casting buff spirit power increased by 25 but received a 5% reduction to the 25% cooldown reduction previously. I wanted to include the casting buff change because cooldown reduction got nerfed heavily this patch. Almost every cooldown reduction item went down several percentage points, heavily impacting heroes relying on quick ability resets such as Mina. Using an ability such as her 2 is going to be much more punishing. And other heroes that opt into CDR, practically all those building Spirit, receive nerfs due to this change. Another reason why we might see more weapon builds this patch. There are also so many impactful changes to other items, and with so many, I'm only going to include the main ones. If you'd like to see the specifics for every item, check the patch notes in the description. But as for a quick rundown, I'll cover the biggest item nerfs and buffs from the patch. However, I quickly want to mention a few items that got readjusted. Before, Cultist Sacrifice would provide fire rate, which was great for heroes like Wraith, but now it provides weapon damage. This will be interesting to keep an eye on, as heavy hitting gun builds, perhaps with someone like Holiday, could be extremely strong. And Capacitor no longer dispels buffs, this ability now belongs to Curse. Instead, Capacitor will now prevent stamina usage and silence movement abilities, which is still going to be really strong. Now looking at some nerfs, Express Shot got hit hard with massive damage reductions and scaling toned down. Split Shot's cooldown more than doubled. Trophy Collector got gutted. The souls per minute have been reduced from 30 to 22 and health per stack from 25 to 20. But I'm sure those Trophy Collector enjoyers will still buy this every game. Reactive Barrier cooldown increased massively and the duration got reduced. Spirit Shielding has a longer cooldown, less duration and a higher damage threshold. Weapon Shielding practically received the same nerfs as Spirit Shielding. Previously, Reactive Barrier and Spirit Shielding were the go-to items in lane, but with these changes more items have opened up that are able to compete. As for buffs, Toxic Bullet's duration increased from 3 seconds to 4. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out, but it could make a huge difference. Weighted Slots weapon damage increased significantly. Spirit Sap cooldown reduced from 35 to 25 seconds to match Focus Lens and then went back up to 32. And instead of upgrading into Silence Wave, it built into Focus Lens. Now for a few more, Inhibitor's healing reduction increased from 35 to 40%. And Spellbreaker's cooldown dropped from 10 seconds to 9. Lastly, to finish off the changes, it's time to dive into heroes. In this small patch, I think every hero other than Haze received a change. So instead of covering all 28 hero changes, let's look at some of the main ones. But one thing they all received were increases to hero base health by 50. Again, the patch notes are in the description for more detail and on those who I left out. Starting with who got buffed, Abram's shoulder charge cooldown got reduced and seismic impact at tier 3 duration increased by 1 second, providing him with more mobility and crowd control. Billy's Rising Ram at tier 2 increased from 25% weapon damage to 35%, and at tier 3 the 6% max health as Spirit to 6.5%, ultimately allowing him to be much more threatening in duels or when trying to trade. Dynamo's base regen increased, and Kinetic Pulse gained an increase to range and reduction to its cooldown. Wraith's cards deal more base damage and her teleport cooldown got reduced. Having more poke damage and frequent use of her utility ability makes her far stronger in lane and skirmishes. And Lash finally got some love. His grapple cooldown got reduced, Flog heal and damage increased, and Death Slam's cooldown decreased. Enjoy him whilst you can. Although with other changes like the stamina nerfs, it's too early to tell if he feels much stronger or not. As for nerfs, Holiday got hit pretty hard. Base regen dropped, bullet growth and base damage got reduced alongside bounce pad damage, and the speed exploit finally got fixed. Yamato's base regen also got reduced and Power Slash received some damage nerfs. Following the trend of CDR being nerfed this patch, Crimson Slash cooldown increased. These changes result in less burst and spammable damage, which was far too overpowering in lane. Calico Gloom Bomb cooldown got increased and the damage amplifier from her ult got hit pretty hard from 24% to 18 with only an additional 1 second extra duration. Infernus Afterburn build-up is now slow on body shots and the damage amplifier from Napalm at tier 3 got reduced. And my favourite change of the patch is Moankrill's health regen being reduced from 3 to 1. Honestly, anything that gets that hero out the meta, I'm here for. Aside from these, Yoshi followed through with another patch. Warden was seemingly too strong, getting huge buffs to his weapon damage, now tuned down. And Drifter's base health got reduced. And that just about wraps it up. If you found this useful, do me a favour and hit that subscribe button. I plan on covering future patches like this one in an easy and digestible format alongside dropping very high quality guides. I also stream on Twitch and opened up a Discord where I'd love to talk about the patch and hear your opinions. Both links are found in the description. With that being said, I'll see you in the next one.